Welcome back to the channel. I've had a lot of people request that I ride this. This bike has got Bike of the Year by several motorcycle testers, moto vloggers. So we're going to take this thing out today and ride it. This is a 23 Moto Guzzi V100. 2023. It's a 15.5 for this one. This does not have the active suspension on it, so they do have a little bit more upscale model that has the electronic Olin suspension. This one does not. It is shaft drive, so no chain adjustment. It does have Brembo brakes, front and rear, Brembo master cylinder, hydraulic clutch, TFT screen. I mean, what's not to like? But all the moto testers, moto bloggers, they say this could be the Bike of the Year. Stay with me and we'll get right to it, get on this thing and take it for a ride. It's pearl white. It does have active aero. That is cool. That's the only bike I know of that has electronic aerodynamic capability. It's active aero. Those do come up. You can set them at the speed you want them to come up, or it'll be automatic. It's all LED light. Front, rear, turn signals. It's got a daytime running light down there that you can change the brightness on. Let's do that real quick. We'll turn it on. You could change the brightness of that, dim it. It does have automatic lights at night. It does have active front windshield, so you can change that while you're riding. Higher, lower, highway, city, it doesn't matter. Let's get on this thing and go. I am a 30-inch inseam, and this thing is, I'm almost flat-footed, but not quite there. It does have a TFT screen. The active aero, let's see if I can get in that. Here we go. That'll raise and lower your windshield while you're riding. That is super cool, and like I say, these go up. So let's get on this thing and go. Oh yeah, this thing makes like 100 and I think it's 115 120 horsepower. It also makes 109 foot-pounds of torque at like 6,300, which is right in your cruise range where you'd be cruising. So it makes really good torque numbers and horsepower numbers. Huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki that allows me to do these first rides. And they're having a bikes and coffee up here. They have a bikes and coffee up here every Saturday of the first Saturday of the month. First thing you can tell right away is you kind of sit down in the bike. Seat seems super comfortable. Let's raise that windshield up. Naturally, there's somebody coming in off the highway. Better watch it. We'll be buying this one. Let's see here. Well, let's get out on the road first. Plenty of torque. You can tell it's, I don't know if y'all can hear that. The switchgear on it is all high quality. It reminds me of an Aprilia 1100, all the switchgear. It does have cruise control. They have another model that has heated grips and active suspension, which is electronic. But there's a blinker you'll push to cancel that. This one does not have a quick shifter. Oh yeah. It's definitely a torque bike. Probably one of the most on response, or what, you know, I mean, it's just torque. It just goes. It's nothing you have to wind up. Your tripometer, your odometer, automatic headlights there. Hope y'all can see that. we'll get over. The mirrors are, well, I need to adjust that one. Pretty good. You can see out of them. They're not too huge. The brakes are perfect. That front brake is perfect. Also, too, you've got a Brembo hydraulic clutch on this, and that's a master cylinder for it. Everything's Brembo. Brembo's a really high line of brakes and hydraulic clutches, so yeah, you can tell this thing's got torque. You rev it up, it kind of, you can see it kind of moving underneath me a little bit. It is shaft drive, so you're never going to have to adjust a chain or oil a chain. You would just change your shaft oil. I think the interval on that is like 7,000 miles. But let's see what. Oh yeah, this thing's got plenty of torque. Boy, I'm using that Brembo clutch is one finger. I mean, it's just, it's butter smooth, butter. I tell you what, I'm so surprised by the quality of this bike. A lot of the bike reviewers said that this, now I should have had my camera on that. The aero came out, which I can kind of feel it direct the air off of my legs a little bit, maybe over them. Let's see if they go back in when we slow down. Maybe once they come out, they stay out. I'm not sure. Huh. Okay. Average fuel economy, average fuel 16.7. Huh. I know it gets better than that. Any motorcycle would get better than that. I'll tell you what, it's a really easy bike to ride. I mean, it's got enough torque, you really don't have to rev it to pull away from a red light or to take off. Super good riding bike, even without the electronic suspension. Very nimble, very nimble. Kind of, man, I hate to say it, but it gives you the impression it's like a sport bike. Very nimble bike. It tosses side to side easily. Love that clutch. Wow. These Moto Guzzis have a 2-year warranty, unlimited mileage, and I believe you'd have to get with Plano Kawasaki, Moto Guzzi, Aprilia, Suzuki, and find out what kind of interest rate. I believe there's a pretty good interest rate on these right now. Pretty impressive. We went from summer to full-blown summer, 105, 108 degree temperatures. Today, you can see the temperature on here, 62 degrees. It was like 109, 2.5 weeks ago. Got your gear indicator, this TFT screen. I hope you can see it on what you're watching. It is super clear, and it's got to go. I mean, you've seen that. It just makes an amazing amount of torque. Moto Guzzi was started in 1921. This is a very lucrative company. It's kind of like when you buy a Porsche 911, or it's a heritage type. Once you get in the Moto Guzzi family, you pretty much, if you buy a bike, they say that you're really brand loyal, and I can see that. And this thing just drives good. This would make a good, stay there, pick up. This would make a good work bike, or even a touring bike. I mean, the way you sit on it is super comfortable. It's a twin cylinder. You can see both cylinders, one hanging out of each side. Kind of blocks the wind off your legs a little bit. But what I'm most impressed with, I'm a 30-inch inseam, and I was almost able to put both feet flat-footed on the ground. So And in the center mass of this, the weight is real low, so it doesn't feel like, man, this thing just handles excellent. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's about a 460-pound bike with a full tank. And impressive. It does have cruise control. We'll check that out. We'll jump up on the highway. Got your flash to pass. I don't know if y'all can see that in the back of that car. Down there on the bottom part of the bumper, you can flash when you're passing, or you can set it's automatic. It'll turn the high beams on. It's got a sensor in it when it gets too dark out on the road. Yeah, I'm just messing with everything. Average speed, trip, odometer, MGCT, traction control, fuel, average fuel. Let's see here. Yep, that takes it the other way. There we go. There's our active aero. You see the windshield coming up. That's nice. I'm going to check that out on the highway. And it tells you where it's at. Of course, you can see it, but I tell you what, this thing takes off from a standing stop perfect. I mean, you know, a lot of the motorcycle testers said this could get bike of the year. You know, they may be right. This would pretty much be an ultimate bike as far as work, play. Let's get over here. I can see it. I think they're right. Bike of the year, it's really impressive. For sure. Boy, you don't have to give it much gas with all this torque. It makes up most of the torque at about 6,300. Yeah, this thing will go. You see that traction control light flash on the dash there? Shaft drive, you're never gonna have to mess with a messy chain. Let's get that aero up. I love that feature. Watch this windshield. Oh yeah. Here we go. Got our blinker on. We'll double check because we live here in Dallas and blinkers really don't mean anything. There's no air right here hit me. It's about right here and right there. So that is, let's put it down now. Oh yeah, I can hear it in my helmet. Yeah, it's a huge difference. Put that windshield up. I'm only in 4th gear. 5th gear. This thing makes some torque. Man, big shout out to Plano Kawasaki for letting me ride a bike every Saturday. And if there's anything in particular that you want me to ride, just give me a shout, leave a comment. This is a very impressive bike, y'all. Very impressive. Making sure that GoPro's on. Boy, they got a habit of just turning off. I don't think I've ever rode a bike that rides this good. I'm blown away. This bike rides good. Really good. Everything's LED. Blinkers, headlights, brake lights. You need to speed up. Boy, it's easy with this bike. It makes a torque. Also, too, it's got a feature in there that you can turn on, and basically if you hit the brakes hard, it will flash the lights, your stop light. That's super cool feature. I don't know of any other manufacturer that's got that. I tell you what, I like it with that windshield up. Let's turn the cruise on. Let's see here. I'm not doing something right here. We're in 6th gear, lugging it, and boy, it's got plenty of power. Here we go. Coming up behind the bike. She even thinks it looks good. Look at her. Yep. I tell you what, these Italian bikes, they turn heads. She's got to be looking at the bike. It ain't me, trust me. Boy, this thing will go. Oh, yeah. It's a monster when you get on it. Hard to believe that it's just like 115 horsepower, but the torque is where you get the speed from. The torque is what will push you. Horsepower is one thing, and the speed will eventually catch up with the horsepower, but the torque's instant. That's why superchargers make torque. I mean, you leave a comment in the comment section if you disagree, but that's what I know to be true. If it's got a bunch of torque, this has got like 110 foot-pounds of torque at 60 mile an hour. If you need to jump around somebody, you can see how it did it right there. Let's get back over and take it back to the shop. Man, I tell you what, yeah, I'd probably give this bike of the year. It's very impressive. Very impressive. The fit and finish of the switch housings and stuff is just perfect. Yeah, that cruise, I had that cruise on. Yep. Awesome, awesome bike. Man, the brakes are perfect. I mean, I got 2 fingers on them, but they're fully adjustable. I don't know if you can see that. You can unscrew that there and bring the lever closer to you or further out. That green flashing cruise control, I believe that's telling me, I think you have to be at 30 mile an hour to engage it. So it's telling me that you're under the speedometer, or under the speedometer. How do you get under a speedometer? Anyways, you're under the speed that it takes before the cruise control will work. Let's get over here. Man, this thing rides good. There we go. We're in cruise. Man, I tell you what, this thing handles so good. I mean, it's so flickable. I'm just surprised. Wow. Back brakes are perfect too. Let's take a ride here. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this first ride. Like I say, if you need one or you want to buy one, you can contact Plano Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia, Moto Guzzi, and get one through them. This is a brand new bike, and there'll be a special deal on it for 30 days. Or if you got a Moto Guzzi dealer in your town and you don't live in Dallas, you could get with them. You could always call the folks here in Plano, and they'll ship it to you. They'll handle your financing, everything right over the phone. So get with AJ or Mike Cannon or one of the salespeople. Man, I tell you what, this is an impressive bike. Let's take it to a little bit of the twisties here. Boy, it's sure-footed. Look at that. I mean, I feel like I could drag a knee with this thing. Of course, I'm not that good, but everybody wants to think they are. This TFT screen is beautiful. The clutch is perfect. Yep. Well, hey, hope you enjoyed this first ride. And I've got a bunch of others here on my channel. Just look under the playlist First Rides. I ride something new every Saturday and put it on Sunday for y'all to watch. I hope you're getting some value out of it. Make sure you're subscribed. Smash that like button if you got something from it. And if you have any comments about this bike or you own one, leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate y'all riding with me, and here's 2 videos that you'd probably like to watch.